So there are mm, okay. So there are 23 parts in the constitution, but as of independence now we have 25, and it starts from you can fly directly from US repealed. This got repealed in 7th Constitutional Amendment Act of 1956. Then after you can fly directly from US repealed, then union, and this is public, UP meet municipality child, no, UP meet UP Panchayati Raj municipality, then cooperative society. These are 73rd Constitution Amendment of 1992. This is 74th Constitution Amendment Act of 1992. UP meet child. UP meet child of Sham, scheduled tribe, and Radha, relation between state and center. Then eat Maggie as tasty snack and all that. Then eat Maggie as tasty snack. What is something? It is fruit taste sweet to eat, so on. Fruit taste sweet to eat, so on. Eat uh, eat, so on. Eat Maggie as tasty snack. That's how you do this. Okay. Then the schedules. Originally there were 8 schedule, but now they are 12. So short trick is TEARS, tears of old PM. Tears of old PM. So T for territory, like what is in Indian territory jurisdiction. E for emoluments. Who comes in emoluments? It is like your president, then vice president, then speaker, deputy speaker of the Lok Sabha and state legislative assembly, then chairman and deputy chairman of Rajya Sabha, then your CAG, controller auditor general, then your it is after CAG, it is your after CAG, it is your like the High Court and Supreme Court judges. A for oath and affirmation of these guys. Then R is for relation of state according seats according to the state. Then this is scheduled right. Then this other scheduled right. And this the short form is O. Make my trip to Assam without Manipur. No, Manipur is there. Then F is a federalism, division of power between state, center, and concurrent. And O is official languages. There were actually at the start only 14 official languages. Later on, they added 8 more. So 15th was under your, I think so. The 15th language was added under your 21st Constitution Amendment Act of 1967. Then the other, and this one, the Sindhi was added, and here Manipuri. And in this 71st Constitutional Amendment Act of 1992, they added uh, Manipuri, uh, Nepali, and Konkani. Then in 92nd Constitutional Amendment Act of 2003, they added Dobhi Bodhi DBMS, Dobhi Bodhi Mathili Sathali. Then that is eighth one that is. Then after official language it is land, and this is first Constitutional Amendment Act of 1951. Then O is your OLD. OLD. D is your anti-deflation law, which is the 52nd Constitutional Amendment Act of 19 52nd Constitutional Amendment Act of your 1985. Then after this, there is your PM, which is Panchayati Raj and Municipality. Dadabhai Naoroji, Rise, Gulf, Guftar, Voice of India. Devendra Sahani, Vada Bhai, Satyanath Prakash, Swaraj, Devendra Saraswati, Satyanath Swaraj, Prakash, this is Swaraj word. Then MS Gandhi, Young India, Young India, Indian opinion, that is Gandhi. Then Raja Ram Mohan Roy, Samundra Kamunda Mitran Alhore. Then Vijay Tilak Kesari and Maratha. Then Devendranath Tagore, Indian Mirror, 1880. Then Ishwar Chandra, Ishwar Chandra Vidya Sagar, Som Prakash, Sagar Som Prakash. Then James Austin, Bengal Gitzel. Okay. Then there is a British. In this British one, like first of all, it is your Indian Government Act of 1935. In this, it is like an Indian Government Act of 1935. We generated from this 1935 Act was the federal scheme, like it is the power division between two states. Federalism means just division of power. That's the whole federalism thing. Then the office of the governor, like the office of the governor. Governor is in every state. That is basically like your president of the country. That the governor is that of the state. Then UPSC, in this it is public service. Then your judiciary, like there are three things, your legislative, your executive, and judiciary. Legislative are the one who makes the law. Executives are who executes this law towards the nation well-being. Judiciary is the one who monitors these law. So in 1935, we had judiciary from here. Then we have emergency, all the emergency as emergency on Article 352, Article 365, and 56, which are the president rule, and Article 360, which is your Article 360, which is your like the financial emergency. Then there is your not CAG, it is your administrative details. Okay. Then in British, it is your in British, it was like your parliamentary government, rule of law, CAG, your cabinet system, bicameralism, and all that. So let me just take out a new note. What the heck is happening? Why can't I? Okay. So, what I was saying was the British Constitution. We have your parliamentary government, parliamentary government, CAC, Controller Auditor General, then your rule of law, rule of law, then your bicameralism, bicameralism, then your parliamentary privileges, like Rahul Gandhi is the opposition of the Modi, so the Rahul Gandhi would get some privileges. Like they can't be like sustaining. There should be an opposition to challenge the current ruling party because it would get a monopoly. Like it would the current party would which is ruling. They would like can have monopoly, but if you have an opposition, they would be in check, and. If you just continue on like providing them more monopoly, then your constitution would then like have an hereditary part in your constitution after a long time. So that is not an actual democracy. That is like a shashan type thing. Yeah, this is British constitution. Then US, it is pretty easy. Here it is your preamble. Here it is your what do you call that? Fundamental right. So like preamble and fundamental right are from US. These two are the main thing, and you should be studying knowing this because these are the most basic ones that comes in exams. Then the US ones, as I told you, like there are three things: legislative, then executives, then your judiciary, right? Now US focus on more judiciary, so they talks about independence of judiciary, like they should have independence. Then judicial review, you should be reviewing the judicial. Now judicial is going on. Who rules the judicial? Not rules, but who works under the judicial? The judges, right? So high court and supreme court judges removal thing process is taken from the US. Then we have as you all know, your impeachment of president and seat of vice president. The US love vice president, you can remember as that. So this is the whole US. Now I will talk about Irish as Ireland, and Irish as Ireland you can remember as a girl. She's a girl, and like she like to post DP in her Facebook or like Instagram. So from DP you can remember as DPSP, the fourth part of our constitution from article 36 till article 51, directory principle of state policy, as its motto is social economical welfare. Irish is there. Now from Irish, you can remember she's a girl, so like 12 boys are behind her. So 12 members are nominated for Rajya Sabha, which are nominated by the president, and these are from the field of science, social science, art, and literature. And yeah, so here above the president was getting hate, here the president would get love. So method of election of president. And if you want to know in which article this thing is, you could remember as TREEQ. So method of election of president. This is 52nd. This is 53rd, which is the election. How it is, like who's the members. So I said to you the method, not the members who would do. Method is in this one. So it is like 54th article. That is what I was talking about in Irish one. Okay. Then after Irish, you have Canada. So Canadian government from there, like you know how Canadian government was like earlier British when they were fighting, like those who like this is the US, right? This then this is the Gulf, then this. So like this is the Canada, and it is like here, right? So like whoever went to Canada before their independence, they were all British. They didn't want to be US. That's the whole thing, right? Now, here the main thing is Canada, Nada, Nada from your father, Nada. So father of anything is your Supreme Court. So advisory, jurisdiction mean औकात in simple word. If I have to tell you, like how much you can do it, what is your capability? Advisory jurisdiction of the Supreme Court. And there is an advisory of like the president and sorry prime minister and council of minister, in which the president can't deny this is in article 72 if I'm not wrong. And advisory jurisdiction of the Supreme Court is in Canada. And now from Canada, you could also remember as three C's. Three C's, right? Three C's are your residuary power in the center, the residuary power in the center, then your federation with a strong center. So federation, like federal system, I told you, like their division of power, like one is union, and then there are state. Now this is not federal. Union and state is central type of government. Now in the state below that we have panchayati raj, we have municipalities, we have local self governments. That is like federalism. So like you should have federation with a strong center. So like this panchayati raj municipality are there, they should have a strong center, which is the union. That is what said in here, and this is what we have taken from Canada. Okay. Now, appointment of governor of the state, like as I told you, governor of the state is similar to president of a country, right? It is the one who take all the signatures, does all that, and like veto power, which is in Article 71 of the president. That is not with the governor, but I'm just telling you. The what I told you, the appointment of the governor by the center. Center is everywhere, so you could remember as three C's for Canada. Now Australia, Australia. So Alia, Con Alia, concurrent list, which is in your part 7th of schedule, I think so. Federation, yeah. 8th is your official language, yeah. 7th schedule. So concurrent list, whatever is in the concurrent list, like your education is there, now forest is there, all that. That is here. And joint sitting between the both the house, and this joint sitting is usually done in terms of like billing, like when like bills are like formed and the whole Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha is not able to make a decision, then the president, with the advice of the prime minister, sorry, tells the president, sorry, prime minister tells to the president that you should form a joint sitting. And yeah, and this thing joint sitting has only happened in three times in our constitution. First is 1960, I think so, then some 1970s and some 2000s. So yeah, then Weimar constitution, uh, or you could say Germany, but like Weimar is more tend to come in the exam because it is a different name than Germany. If you're not identifying Germany, you could remember as Hitler. Not saying anything bad, but I'm just saying, if you are not able to like make out what is Germany, you're getting confused between Germany or Russia or something like that. So like here Germany is like quite different. You could remember as Hitler. So you would have like, if you have a powerful Tanasha, you would have some emergency, so you could remember as emergency. Wait, what the heck happened? Wait, so like emergency would happen here, right? So emergency, but like if you remember, emergency, as I told you, was in British Constitution too. uh, Emergency was in the British, not British, the Indian Constitutional Act of 1935, which was in the previous slide. In that I have also written as emergency, and I told you that that is the all emergency. But this emergency is on if your any fundamental right has been provoked, then you can issue an emergency on them. Then that would consider to be like an emergency. And if I have to tell you, this article is in article 14. No, no, not 14, 13. This article 13, because 14 is your like the equality of no, division of no, like you providing the equality to equal person. uh, that is the article 14, if I'm not remembering correctly. It is, I think so, it is that only, like division, like article 14 is your what 14 is your like equality for law, which is from British, which is negative, and equal protection of law. While 13 is the one in which, like, if you, any of your fundamental right get provoked, then you would not, then that law can be revoked. That is the whole thing here in Mar 2. Now Russia. Russian people loves to do their duty, and they like to do it for 5 year. So from this 5 year, you could remember as 5 year plan. So 5 year plan is from here, and duty is fundamental duty. Then there is your justice of social, economical, and political, and this SEP is also in your objective resolution, right? Which is was on 11th December, 11th or 13th, sorry, 13th. 11th is the one in which the main Dr. Rajendra Prasad was became the head of the Constitution Assembly. But the 13th December of your 1946 is the one in the objective resolution, and in that also we have written this: social, economical, and political justice would be served. Then your French is your LEF, liberty, fraternity, and equality. And yeah, that is the whole thing. Now I'm gonna tell you the fundamental emergency. Sorry, emergency is not fundamental duty. I can tell you that, but emergency is prior because they are more important. So there is your national emergency, then president rule, then national emergency, president rule, then financial emergency. So, national emergency is in Article 352. President rule is in 356, and just change that thing, then 365. Then financial emergency is Article 360. Now, if I have to tell you, the president rule says, sorry, the not first president rule, I will tell you first national emergency. So national emergency is applied when there is your armed rebellion. People, civil people have taken arms against the government, war, and then there is your external aggression. And if I have to tell you, this armed rebellion came from your internal disturbance, but internal disturbance can be minor or huge, so they took armed rebellion as more appropriate topic. And this topic was changed under your 44th constitutional amendment act of your 19, so the 42nd constitution amendment act of 19 the 42nd constitution amendment act of 1976 is like mini constitution, right? And this has your part 4a as the fundamental duty, then 14, which is tribunals, 14a. So this, like it is there, so you just need to add 2 in the date and 2 in the year. So 44th constitution amendment act of 1978, this the armed rebellion was introduced in place of internal disturbance. So this is the whole idea of this thing here. And okay, yes, this is Indian democracy. I'm just telling you, if you really want to understand, like, I can give you an idea of which how many articles are like in every constitution. And like Indian constitution is the one of the biggest constitution. As you know, every constitution or every country is like, first of all, under British rule. First of all, if you can you tell me from which country are you, then I would be able to tell you. Because like we are as an Indian constitution, sorry, Indian country, we are not evolving over time. We have enacted this constitution from various countries. Oh, USA. Okay, wait then. I can tell you everything here. uh just a second. Where is that? Okay, it is here. mm, yeah, here. So like I don't know if you know this thing. In your own constitution in US, there are only 7 main article, right? uh, then in Australia, you could say, Australia, there are only 128. Then your China, you would say it is like previously, like 2011, they were the main population kind of thing. So like they have 138. But India have almost 470 articles. And this is because like you know how like US is coming together federation. And what I'm trying to say from coming together federation, like your all the states, 50 states, like these are the 50 states here, right? These states come together to form a big union, right? And from that union, they take a major decision which is applied for every state. But every state can be doing their own, like they can make their own law and all that. And that is the whole US ideology. And like you have, like, for every state you have every like flag. But like like any other country, they don't give this much freedom to any state. Like in India, you have a main center. So R is not coming together. We are R is like, yeah, each state has their over control. Yeah, that is what I'm saying. So like India is like we have like only one flag. Our we have 28 states total and eight union territories. Okay, so we only have one flag, right? The middle here, there are 28 here. And like R is like union is like at the top. Union, as your union just forms, R is already formed, and then it goes down to state. And here it is like as of like unitary form of constitution. Then after state, we in the particular every state, there is a governor. Then there is your like panchayati raj. Panchayati is like all the from the village would have like their own like sarpanch, that is the Hindi term. uh, they would have that. And there is the from every sarpanch, like 10-20 sarpanch from every village. Then they would jump towards this, the when they form a huge committee on those 20-20 sarpanch, they would have municipalities. So like this is called as federalism, where you are dividing your power. So yeah, that is the whole US and Indian constitution. And US was like independent before India, right? So like from there we have taken the preamble. As like preamble you also have, right? So in that, the basic information is given about what is inside of this constitution and all that. Then fundamental right is also here. And judiciary, as you know, the one which have like high court and supreme court. As legislative makes the law, executive executes those. Then the judiciary is, yeah, then the high court and removal of judiciary. Then impeachment of president. As if I'm not wrong, your country only allow a particular prime minister for like, or president for 3 years or something like that. But India allow for like as many time as you win. That's the whole thing. So yeah, that's a division of like we have taken from every country, because like we are not 4 years. I might be wrong, but I have straight 3 years. So yeah, if you want to uh, let me go back to my stuff. I have to study for exam. Where was I at? Yeah, the I was at the national emergency. So armed rebellion and all that, and the national emergency I was at. National emergency is Article 352. Then your as a and this national emergency, this can be applied on like war, external aggression, and your armed rebellion. And this national emergency is issued when the Lok Sabha, which is the lower house, and the Rajya Sabha, which is the upper house. Lok Sabha, House of People, largest Rajya Sabha, Council of States. And when Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha officially like makes a meeting, and then the national emergency is declared. But if the Lok Sabha is not present at the period, because Lok Sabha is the House of People and it can be disqualified, and if they are not there within the 1 month period, they have to again after they comes the Lok Sabha forms, then they have to do this whole meeting again, and the decision would be set to this national emergency is Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, 1 month time period. This when this thing happens, this happens in this special voting, as the president rule, and your what is that national emergency happens in like simple voting, and this only happen in this special voting. So you're excel in comprising. Yeah, not only us, what I'm trying to say to you is this, that whichever like country was under British rule, like uh, like British is like evolved over a period of time. Like if you search on internet your US constitution, I think so. Yeah, I got what you're trying to say. Like British constitution, like when, sorry, British like Britishers, when they capture like almost like how much percentage, like whole of the world, they after the independence, every country, they saw what the other and other countries were like having their constitution, what they were doing with their constitution, and whatever the other countries liked from that constitution of the like supposedly from like Britishers only, you like something like from Britishers we have like single citizenship, as then like if we liked that, then we took it. That's the whole thing, and that is enacting. So like US, I don't know about US, because like there are only 7, but I think so US is also enacted. Yeah. So national emergency as president rule, this. Yeah. And yeah, the president rule is only when the article 356 is there, then that is applied because of the state is not listening of the constitution, and article 365 is applied when the state is not listening of the center as being the union. Then financial emergencies applied when you have obviously financial crisis. Yeah. Then if I had to go to the fundamental duties, fundamental duties are from your 42nd Constitution Amendment Act of 1976. This act was now the committees who formed these fundamental duties were Sardar Swaran Singh Committee. So Sardar Swaran Singh Committee was a committee who helped in forming these fundamental duties, and also Verma Committee. And this whole thing is in Article 51A. As of like directory principle of state policy is under your the DPSP is your under Article 3, sorry, Article 36 till Article 51. But this fundamental duty, which is in clause of 4A, is under this 51A. So, and this thing is in under 42nd this. So there are in total 11 fundamental duties in Indian Constitution, and 10 of them were during the independence period, or actually, if I have to tell you, when the Constitution was made, as of like 26th January of 1950, because from which is like our independence was in like 15th of August of like 1947. So like this whole 2 year 11 month and 16 17 days was spent on like making this constitution. And during this time we also made some fundamental duties. There were 10, but later on one fundamental duty was more added. And this fundamental duty is on 10 fundamental duty, right? So first fundamental duty talks about the uh, to abide by the constitution, abide by the constitution. Then second is the to abide by the constitution and to respect the constitute, like the monument that is made it, like Lal Rajput and Red Fort and all that, like which people uh, and like usually they, whenever they have to protest, they just climb that. That is in violation of a fundamental duty. And respecting your national flag and your national anthem. Then second is constitutional maker. Constitutional maker in sense of the freedom fighter, their ideology, if you want to follow that, this is as of like moral duty. Then third is your happy, not third happy, not happy. Third is CR7. So sovereignty, unity. Then integrity as high moral value. Then there is your fourth one, which is your armed service. As of if you are about to call on, like in the war crisis, to perform your duty, then you have to do that. Then fifth is your happy birthday wifey. This is harmony. Then this is brotherhood. Then the harmony, brotherhood. Then this is respect on like women and all that. Sixth is your integrity. I can't comment on that. I would be banned. Integrity is like you should not disrespect on like various caste. Like India have so many caste, as like we are secular in, and secular is written in our preamble. Secular mean like there is like so many religion in India, but we don't follow a particular religion. You could be any religion you want. So integrity just emphasizes on that you should do not discriminate on this thing. Or like if somebody is sick is not like sickness, it is a Punjabi. I'm sure you have seen them in US. I don't know if you have. Then Muslims are like all over the world. Then they are Hindu. Then they are Tamil. Then if you have to more go inside, then Bengalis. Then your Assamese. So yeah, seventh is like on to protection of like flora and fauna. FL, what the heck? FLORA, flora and fauna, as of like protection of like forest, river, lakes, and all that. Then eighth is your scientific temperament, as like you should not be rational and rationality. You should not take your decision on like just basis of on your own thinking, like he has done bad on me. You should wait for like higher authority. But I don't think that is a good thing. But if you are like you have to be scientific, like rational on your thinking and all that. Then ninth is your public property. Like uh, don't break the public property and all that. Then tenth is your individual performance of duty in collectiveness and national consistency and rise to higher level. So this is the whole 10 of your fundamental duty. This were during the independence, but the one fundamental duty which was added is the 86th Constitutional Amendment Act of your 2002. And this Constitutional Amendment Act talks about the this Constitutional Amendment Act talks about the children between 6 till 14 should go to school and all that. I think I've done with this topic, and I'm gonna go with the writs and all that. What was that I wanna talk about? Okay, so writs. Okay, writ is in Article 32. This is of Supreme Court power to issue writ, and this is in our fundamental right. These are from your Article 12 till your Article 35, and this is under 32. And there is also one, this is for the other one, the at 32, that is for Supreme Court. The Article 226 is for High Court. Then the Article 32 is the soul and heart of the Indian Constitution, because like if like this writ basically tells you, like, if anything happens to your fundamental right, if anybody challenges your fundamental right, you can just directly go to the Supreme Court. That is basically written in the Article 32. If you basically, if somebody try to violates that right, fundamental right of yours, then you can just issue writ against him. And this whole thing is written in Article 32, and this is called soul of the Constitution of Indian Constitution, because this provides the Indian people like and the sense of security. I would say that that's the whole idea I got from that. Then Article 32, the appropriate proceeding. So Article 32 have four clauses. Clauses are the part of the article, just the addition, I would say. So first is appropriate proceeding, in which it is said that the right to move to Supreme Court, as I told you, that is in first clause. Second is your all the writs. The we in Indian Constitution we have five writs. First is your habeas corpus. I don't know if other country have this, but these are not an standard English name. Then mandamus, then prohibition. Wait, writ is from British Constitution, right? So Britishers must have this thing. Prohibition. Then you have certiorari. Then you have Q warranto. Q warranto. So habeas corpus, if I have to tell you a story, this habeas corpus basically is like, this guy is here, right? And this guy is also here. This guy tried to kidnap him, and this was in legal way, illegal. And this guy who got kidnapped issued a writ on him. Then he can issue this writ, as this is a Latin word to mean to have a body of. I have a body, and you can't violate that. That is the whole habeas corpus, and this can issued against any authority, a public or a private. Then mandamus tells you that this is supposedly a public officer, supposedly a bank in State Bank of India, that is the government bank in India. So if somebody is trying to issue mandamus, he have to see that he should be an government officer. And now, if you're trying to go and take money out of your bank account, then you have to. If the person of the who is the government officer is not doing that and not performing his duty, you could just issue mandamus on him. That's the whole thing. It's mandamus tells you that we command to do you that. Then prohibition is basically when the Supreme Court prohibits the High Court from issuing a writ. He blocked the High Court before it could issue. Certiorari is when High Court issues the writ already, but the Supreme Court, the main word is quashes the order. Then there is your q warranto. In this, like, you know how like supposedly this is your door, and some supposedly this police officer is trying to knock inside your door. Then you would ask him to like show your public warrant. So that's the whole q warranto ideology behind this. And third is clause is like empowerment. Parliament can empower it's any other court, but it can empower a court which is not a Supreme Court higher than the power of the Supreme Court. Then the right of Supreme Court shall not be suspended. Okay, that's the whole thing. Then I would have to do the history of the Constitution, making of the Constitution. So making of the Indian Constitution, right? So Indian Constitution, this whole story starts from 1934. And keep in mind the 1930, I think so. What was the date on that? 1938 till 1945 or 6, World War II, I think so. Unit 1930, 1938 and 45, 46, I don't know, World War II. The 1934, the M.N. Roy presented an idea of constitutional assembly, and that's the whole thing. He just presented this idea of constitution assembly as like constitution assembly in terms of like the Britishers was not able to maintain the Indians inside of their palm. Now what they M.N. Roy told to like sustain India as an country was to make a constitution assembly. And in this constitution assembly he told that you should make an elections which is only for Indians. And this is the idea was presented by M.N. Roy. Now after M.N. Roy, 1935, the M.N. Roy presented an idea in 34, and in 1935, just 1 year after, the Constitution Assembly was officially formed. Now, after forming the Constitution Assembly, there is a popular figure in India which is Jawaharlal Nehru, as he is the first Prime Minister of India. So Jawaharlal Nehru at the time of 1938, our independence came in 1947. In 1938, he told it to India that they want to make this election. Now the Britishers at the time were telling that this elections. Now they had such a sharp mind. They were telling this election should be held on basis of this election should be held on basis of the Britishers were telling this that they should be held on like the a person education capability of like if he knows like certain like stuff in like if he's educated or not. But Jawaharlal Nehru told that in 1938 that this should be done on adult franchise on the, what is that, 21 year plus. But later on this was changed to 18-year plus, and this was done under your 61st Constitutional Amendment Act of 1968. Now after this election thing, in 1940 comes, now comes your guy, uh, a guy who presented the August offer. In August offer, there was a world war going on from 1938, right? So they told us to join this world war, and after world war we will make your constitution assembly. But we said no, because like world war is gonna like last how long we don't know, so there is no assurance on this. So later on in 1942, the Britishers said that okay, okay, if you don't want to join our war, we will just make this. Others have oppressed your country throughout history. I am happy for your democracy as a weapon against further unwelcoming. Brother, what the flip did you write? Brother, you are also under the impression of like that. I would say like every country was like almost in the continent, like every continent was under the capture of the Britishers, like every part, like every country in the continent. Like even though they went to the Australia too. That's crazy part to me. Uh, in 1942, where was I at? Sir Standoff Cripps. This guy came in India, and we will make your constitution. Uh, we are making a constitution assembly first. You join a battle second. Then 1946 comes, and then there's comes a cabinet mission in which the Lord Pathetic as the Pathetic mission was there, and three guys came: Sir Standout Cripps, Lord Pathetic Lawrence, and A.V. Alexander. In 21st March of 1946, ascendance in India. 16 May of 1946, they made a draft making a constitution assembly was acceptable. Uh, yeah. Then composition of this constitution assembly, there was 389 members, and after out of this 389 members, there were if I have to tell you how much was that, 296 also, yeah, 296. After this also there was 292, I think so, and this is 4, and this 4 is ABCD. Ajmer, Baluchistan, Kurg, Delhi. 292 was 11 provisions. Like from these states, there was the seat Madras, Bombay, UP, Bihar, Central Provision, Odisha, Punjab, Northwest Frontier Provision, Sindh, Bengal, and Assam. Yeah. And the 79 out of this, sorry, not 79, 93 were the princely states. These princely states were like, this is supposedly the Raja meaning the king. He was the king of a particular state, right? He sends a subordinate to become the head of the constitution, whatever the state they are from. And after doing this thing, he would just rule the as of like the democratic head, not democratic, but like as an, he would be part of the democracy run the princely state. And but he's not the real one who is controlling the whole decision behind his head. It is this guy who is the king. That's the whole idea. And this thing whole went out of tune like after some time, as of like first article is also like this on like what was that, first article was in which it was written as like yeah, what the heck happened, the 12th Constitutional Amendment Act of 1962. After this time, like everybody was going from Wesley state, the Goa, what was that, Daman and Diu and all that.